let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about that feeling, that deep, nagging sense that something is fundamentally broken in our world. It's not just the news cycle, right? It's this feeling that the very stories holding our lives together are, well, they're coming apart at the seams.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? That kind of low-grade anxiety, that feeling of being a little bit lost when you look at the state of everything. It feels like we're all just shouting into our own little voids, and the ground underneath us just doesn't feel as solid as it once did.
And here's the most important thing I can tell you. You are not imagining it. That feeling is real. It's something a lot of us are experiencing, and it's a symptom of a much, much deeper issue. You're not crazy for sensing that something has profoundly shifted.
So, if that's the symptom, what's the diagnosis? Let's try to put a name on this feeling. Let's call it what it is, a kind of silent, civilizational, nervous breakdown.
The thinking here is that a civilization actually breaks twice. The first break? We've all seen it. It's the loud, obvious collapse of trust in our big institutions. Government, media, you name it. But the second break, that's the one we're in now. It's quieter, but it's so much deeper. It's a break in our shared imagination.
And that brings us to this really core concept for understanding the moment we're in. It's called the human interval. So what is it exactly? Well, the human interval is this weird, disorienting space we're all living in. It's that silence you hear after the old stories about who we are, what we're doing here, where we're going, just stop making sense. They've shattered. But the new stories, they haven't been written yet. We're in the gap.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Our fights aren't really about policy anymore. They're about what's real. It's metaphysical. We've actually lost the shared world, that common ground, where we could even have a meaningful debate to begin with.
So, okay, how in the world did we get here? How did our shared reality, that whole idea of a collective we, just shatter into a million little pieces?
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. It is measurable. The data is clear. Year after year, global trust in our major institutions is cratering. I mean, just look at these numbers. In country after country, way more people distrust their own government than trust it. This is that first loud break right here in black and white.
So if we don't trust the institutions anymore, where did all that trust go? Well, it didn't just disappear. It migrated. It shifted sideways. We used to have what you could call vertical trust. We looked up to institutions and experts, and that created a common ground for everyone. But now we have horizontal trust. We only trust our own peer networks, people who are already like us. And sure, that feels good. It feels like connection. But what it really builds are echo chambers that just shatter our shared reality even more.
And this has a huge consequence. When you lose that shared foundation, that shared meaning, politics stops being about the slow, boring, difficult work of actually governing people. Instead, it turns into a performance. It becomes a spectacle. You can think about it like this. We used to have a public square where people could, debate ideas. But that square has turned into a giant theater stage. And on this stage, the goal isn't to find the truth anymore. The goal is to get applause from the algorithm, the likes, the shares, the retweets. And what's the easiest, most reliable way to get that applause? Outrage. Outrage has become the fuel that makes the whole system run. You know the saying, nature abhors a vacuum? Well, so does the human soul. When our big shared stories collapse, that creates a massive void of meaning. And something will always rush in to fill it. The problem is, those new things are often really dangerous.
And these are the kinds of false gods or false cures that promise us easy answers. There's the allure of the tribe, which gives you a strong identity by telling you who to hate. There's the surrender to the machine, the dream of a perfect, clean order without all our human messiness. There's the cult of techno-utopia, which promises salvation through better code. And maybe the most common one, the default faith of our time, the lonely worship of the self.
And here's the really scary part. The constant chaos, the exhausting performance of our public life, that's not a bug. It's a feature. It creates the perfect psychological conditions for us to get so tired, so worn out, that we start to crave some new, simple, powerful authority to just step in and make it all stop.
Okay, so that's the diagnosis. And I know it sounds pretty bleak, but we're not going to end there because there is a path forward. It's not a quick fix. It's not a simple answer. It's a kind of deep, patient work of rebuilding.
The idea is to become something like an archaeologist of meaning. Now, this is not about being nostalgic or trying to go back to some golden age. No way. It's about digging into our own past with clear eyes to understand the architecture of how we built a we in the first place. We're looking for the blueprints and for the cracks in the foundation.
And this helps put our moment into perspective. You can trace this lineage, right? For thousands of years, meaning was just given to us. It came from a divine, sacred order. Then, with the Enlightenment, we thought meaning could be found through our own human reason. And now, well, now we're in the automated present, where meaning is increasingly just outsourced to algorithms.
So, why do this archaeology? What are we digging for? The goal is to uncover the fundamental human needs that our old stories were built to fill. These deep needs for community, for purpose, for a sense of transcendence, they haven't gone anywhere. They are timeless, human-shaped voids, just waiting for new, healthier stories to fill them.
And this work is more urgent than ever, especially now, in the age of AI. As machines get better and better at intelligence, calculation, and optimization, it forces us to get crystal clear on what's left for us. And the answer isn't just being smarter. It's the stuff machines can't do. It's about care, it's about paying deep attention, and it's about interpretation, the uniquely human act of making meaning.
And this, right here, is the hopeful vision. The next great story, the next resilient we, isn't going to be some grand ideology handed down from on high. It's not going to be imposed on us. It's going to be composed from within, built piece by piece through small, deliberate local acts of people making meaning together.
So that's where this leaves us. This isn't something that's just happening to us. We are not passive observers. We are the archaeologists, standing here in the ruins. We have the tools, the power, and the incredible responsibility is ours. So the real question isn't if something new gets built. The question is, what will we choose to rebuild?